fighting with the universe right now. Today feels weird. I can't put my finger on it. I keep saying shit to me like, this is my fucking push to do what I wanted to do. I want to just like do my movie today. I didn't pay rent yet, so, but I don't care. This hasn't worked. In a year it hasn't worked. Something fucking cosmic has to be going on. The universe is basically like, you want to be that? Then be that. So today, finally finished the rough cut of pink elephant, so we're gonna celebrate. I had this like really special bottle of New Orleans rum that somebody had given me because I was moving away, and I was saving that. I was like, as soon as I finish first cut of the movie, I'm totally gonna have mojitos with this. That was such a huge moment, and that was one of the best feelings that I've ever had in the world. It was not even close to being finished, but I'm a big believer of celebrating every step of the way. There was a venue above the restaurant that I worked at. It was called the Deer Pile, and I had an unbelievably small screening. Because the Alien line got the biggest laugh. I feel like there were just so few people there. Nobody wanted to make any noise. That day was insane. I felt so intensely that I could do better. I know if I know how to use all of the things, and I can control it in such a way that I can make it exactly what I want it to do. After I screened my movie, I couldn't stop saying that I needed a technical exercise because I just knew that I didn't have the experience and I didn't know what I didn't know.
I'm feeling kind of sad. All I wanted was to not start from scratch again, which is what it feels like. That was a cute sound. Do you appreciate that? Me? Future, 90% of the shit that you tried doesn't work out. You're gonna climb in a tree for a shot that barely makes the movie. You need to see it for yourself. There's a lot of bullshit that we tried on this that I just needed to see it for myself. I needed to know how it didn't work.
It didn't get into any festivals. It lived on YouTube for a while. I really wrote it off. I just shelved it. I just could not stand working at restaurants anymore. Felt trapped. I was just so over it. Restaurants can just be so toxic. And I was just like, I gotta level up. And I just quit. Very leap and the net will appear situation. Cold called a bunch of people. I started to be very serious about my wedding marketing. And for the next like few years, I used my pink elephant equipment, building this videography career.
Good news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening. I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trip continues, every W's a psychedelic. Journey over accolades, divvy up the accolades and tell them boys to have a day. Give and take, and I let it give. Give and take, and I let it.
I didn't even realize at the time, but I kept getting better and better. I started to build my equipment. I got way faster computer, learned so much about computers. I got better sound, finally got a cinema camera. And then the pandemic happened. And I had built up such a solid wedding videography career. 2020 was about to be stacked. I was about to be shooting tons of weddings. Second, that large gatherings became illegal, I was just like, oh shit, I don't have a job anymore. I ended up in California, just couch surfing for COVID, was just trapped there. It was just like, I kind of fuck with it here. I went to LA to shoot a music video and I was just like, I kind of fuck with it here.
You look like a child.
It looks like you have overprotective parents and you're white at the beach.
Out of nowhere, I ended up getting this phenomenally paying camera gig. A skater friend of mine contacted me asking me if I was moving to LA. I was like, I'm moving to LA. She was just like, bet, let's get an apartment together. I actually have a job for you. I'm an editor at this place. Started working there. In less than a year, I get laid off. I had put my entire business aside. As soon as I lose that job, I tried to restart my own business again, and it was just not happening. I'm having a necessary breakdown today. I was just working on turning my roommate's room into an Airbnb. That came together really quickly. I'm super grateful because it's the reason why I can pay rent next month. Worked on my reel, I made my reel, I did all my stuff, and I just lost it. I am scared to kind of get it back out there, but it's not that. It's not that. It's like I can't put my finger on it, but I'm just profoundly underwhelmed by this life right now. I don't have family since I had my spiritual awakening. I've been losing all my friends, which is fine. It's like I just woke up and fucking realized none of this is fucking good enough. I love that job, but it was so financially nice. I got so fucking comfortable just because I got to work with the camera every day, even though it wasn't like creatively fulfilling. I got so fucking comfortable. That was exactly where I needed to be. But I know that's not where I want to be though. I made a movie a really long time ago just because I needed to prove to myself that I could do it, and I did it. I wrote another one and I didn't shoot it. Everything just feels so fucking empty and still. It's like I'm mad at myself for like not being myself. I've outgrown this and I can't sit in this anymore. It's almost like I'm pissed at myself for waiting. I'm pissed at myself for pretending I'm not better than this. For acting like I can't open doors for myself. Acting like I'm not worthy to be around people that I know would be good enough, that I know would make me happy. Something's gotta happen. I gotta make something happen. This is it. This has gotta be it.
Nothing like a good mental breakdown, am I right? I'm so sorry. I better cut all of what you're happening out. And what is continuing to happen. I'm serious though. We're gonna get some shit done. It's gonna be great.
All we're trying to do is chase a bag right now, that's it. Until I think there's nothing I can logically do. So what does my occultic ass do? Of course, tarot. Every time, it's just like, creative, be creative. We gotta be creative. This is your art. No, I need like money, like, and a lot of it, please. And it was just like, yeah. How dead does this tooth look? I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I have to do the things that I've been putting off for a year. I don't know how much time you have left. The original computer that I had edited Pink Elephant on wasn't actually powerful enough to export. We shot it in 4K, but I had to put it in 1080. I'd had the computer for a while and I just never printed the movie out in its proper resolution. So when I opened up the Pink Elephant project for the first time in years, I thought, well, this scene has a lot of just establishing shot after establishing shot. I don't know what I was thinking. I bet I could cut this scene in half. That's actually where the movie starts to drag. I have a strong opening, this is good, and then this scene kind of puts the brakes on it. I feel like the movie doesn't start till here. Which is like, maybe if I recut the worksite scene, the movie will just play. And as soon as I did that, I was like, fuck, that makes a load of difference. Suddenly I saw it. Wow, I've learned so much technically and in the way of storytelling. I felt like I was given the time to really go back and give it the respect that it deserves. I made Pink Elephant alone. I'm super grateful for my crew and for the cast, but as far as actually putting the movie together, I was on my own. I was every department. I went back and I was the help that I needed 5 years before. And I ended up recutting the entire movie. I went through every single shot, wasn't self-conscious. There were so many things that I was self-conscious about originally that I didn't give a shit about anymore.
So this scene is really one of the only really big changes that I'm making. And it's when you actually see the elephant for real. I don't understand what I was doing before, but before I had this all very chopped up, and I don't think that I was really appreciating this shot and performance. This is not color corrected. Okay, so in the original, that I cut like 1,000 times, I can't stand that. Because when I'm real close to her and she's really looking dead into the camera, I just think it's so great, right? Here. And I didn't give that time in the original cut. I don't remember what was important to me back then, but I know that I was very self-conscious about the elephant shots, and I'm ending up putting in a shot of the elephant that didn't make it into the cut at all. I think that there were little complications during the shoot that really got in my head. This is great, and this didn't make it into the movie at all. There's just an establishing shot in the very beginning of the scene. I think I hadn't originally put this shot in there. I was either really self-conscious about the grain and the darkness, which I don't care about now. I actually really like it, but back then I was like really self-conscious about resolution and gear snobs and all of that going into like making a less expensive movie. But I had this shot of lightning, and
I can't, I'm so glad I took a second look at this. The technical thing that people will bitch about and tell you that a movie isn't good because of this, I had learned when that's wrong and when there are exceptions. There are moments where there was an amazing performance, but maybe it was out of focus for a second. You keep that. I had been very self-conscious about my special effects makeup because it didn't look like other people's stuff. Your art will never look like you didn't make it, and that's what you might be looking at. I was just like, this is very me. And now that I had 5 years of space from the project, I look back and I was just like, I don't know what the heck I was talking about. I extended shots. I took a lot out. I think this new cut is probably about 6 minutes shorter than the original cut was. I redid sound. I added a lot of music. Anytime you're inside any of the houses that were destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, I decided to make it black and white. I went back and forth so much about doing that. Something about it was just telling me to do that, and I just loved how it felt. There were so many scenes, especially the faith discussion scene between Brianna and Julie. With it in black and white, you're really paying attention to what you need to be paying attention to. Besides that, it was just too busy. I made a massive decision today to do half my movie in black and white, which is huge stylistic turn for it. Nobody cares about this but me, but for some reason I was just like, wait, this is huge. This is a big thing. Yeah, I've been trying out like different shit, and I made a lot of stuff way too dark. This is such a good decision.
Get up every day at dawn. I don't know why. Something about just seeing like the new morning makes me so fucking happy. I really took it upon myself to make my art happen, but because I'm not cashing a paycheck for it, it feels like I did nothing. Anytime that I've ever worked at something that's just pointless, I feel like I accomplished something because I'm cashing in a paycheck, but I really did nothing. I'm at the very end of putting my movie out, and I spent a lot more time on it than I thought I was going to. Sometimes I'm so tired when I wake up that I'm fine, I feel like really good. And one time I like straight up astral projected like out into Venice, and I had like a very vague memory of where I had gone that night. The anxiety didn't come back until I remembered who I was. I looked over at my post-it notes on my computer, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with myself if I'm not my to-do list. The emptiness of I don't have anybody abusive around me. I'm not used to that. I don't have some capitalism bullshit job. I'm not used to that. It's such a bizarre idea to do a recut. This is what I'm having. Don't look at me. I'm not camera ready right now. So this is what I'm having to remember about how I have not wasted time. I finished it and completely forget that I've done this. This scene, I completely recut, rearranged. That was an entire day. That was a good day. One of the best days was when I redid the elephant special effects scenes. I'm making progress. I'm doing stuff. Like, just because I'm not clocking in and seeing money like immediately, I need to remember that this is like what I want to do. This is a big accomplishment. I've been working for way too many hours, but anyways, if it was the 90s, this is what the poster would look like. I had myself a little freak out. I was gonna do like money moves and stuff, that's what I call them. And I was gonna apply for some shit. It just doesn't feel right. It just seems stupid to keep applying to stuff, even though that's what you're supposed to do in this Matrix or whatever. I got that lead from that other wedding company. They sent me this stuff to fill out, and there's technical problems with their site. The fuck is that? They're the only lead I've gotten in a year. Everybody told me that that's not what that is. I'm so frustrated. Fine. This is all weird. This is why I'm saying that it feels weird. I kinda like it, but it's like I'm not supposed to. I really think this universe is pushing me. Look what happened when I tried to be a rideshare driver. I got in a fucking car accident. I keep doing all these safety stuff to be like, oh, I'm working on Pink Elephant, but just as like an exchange, I'll apply to a ton of shit and stress out about a ton of shit. Everything in me just wants to be like, it's not safe to think that way, but I'm just like, what if it's bigger? What if something big was gonna happen? Like, it feels that way, and it feels insane to feel like that. With the Airbnb and all this shit, the universe really took care of me this past
however long it's been. And I just have this feeling that something's about to give. And that feels weird. And that's why I got mad when I sat down to do like my Indeed applications. It feels like a profound waste of my time. I've been doing that and I've always worked. I've always worked hard and it's always come through for me. This is something else. Something's fucking going on. Having the weirdest good luck today. I was just about to just stop because I'm tired and I'm not doing anything right. I was just gonna check this one last song, and this is without any other audio. It's just ambient music that's playing with another song, but look how fucking perfect it fits. This part is the only thing I lined up just to play with it. That with this shot. But then it hits like every significant part. For some reason, this really fits. Like I don't need to cut the song at all. Like it's scored for it. And then when she goes into the house, it hits its next little part. Like it even has a sound effect that sounds like her going in the house. That's so weird. And then when she finally sees what we came in the house for, it does its like climactic shit. It's so weird how that lined up. I didn't have to do anything. What I wanted when this time last year started is totally different. I don't want to be a videographer anymore. I don't even know what can happen. I'm not doing that.
I be laying on the beach getting laid, look away, I ain't never afraid. I get up in the ride, slide over the vibe, and Rosarito, I know the key to surviving.
I just recolored the last scene of Pink Elephant. This was really overexposed scene and it's taken me a really long time. The first time around, I really overcolored it. I mean, I overcolor on purpose as like a choice, but it was not good. It took me all day to do this scene, but it's the very last scene. Really happy with it. I'm actually super surprised. This is what I was modeling it off of. This was a really good shoot day where the exposure was great, and then this was the overcolored one, and I managed to match them. And yeah, we're gonna export the last colored piece.
I'm an Aquarius, so I have existential crises a lot, but this one's fucking rough. My dog even sensed something. He sensed something fairly deep. So we woke up at 2 this morning, and he wouldn't stop putting his head like aggressively on my throat. But he was the perfect little spoon, and he took really good care of mommy because he can tell that mommy's having an existential artist crisis.
No! This is a prop from my movie. This is not for dogs. This is from my film.
It was wild when I re-released it. It felt done. None of my heroes ever had this type of journey making their first movie, so I thought that it was wrong. It feels... Fuck, why can't I stop crying? The way that everything happened and the timing of the movie. I'm really grateful for the adventure, and I'm really glad that my life circumstances pushed me into not taking this project for granted. Being forced to go back and look at this gave me so much compassion for myself from years earlier when I just jumped into doing that, not knowing what the fuck I was doing. It's hilarious how I said, I sure wish I had the time to do what I want to do with my life. Universe, like, poof, the world falls apart. And I'm like, I have nothing but time and all the resources to do the thing that I asked for. If nothing had changed, I would still be working for someone else with that feeling that something is missing. And it only took the threat of the possibility that I would have to put my computer in storage to motivate me. That and every move that I made in the other direction seemed so cursed. The uncertainty isn't freaking me out right now. I'm just gonna make my movie, see what happens to me.